Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Today we will be taking a look at my top 10 action figures of 2024. Now, of course, the one sitting in front of you did not make the list. They were very close, but just didn't make the cut. And honestly, some of these I was really surprised I had to cut from my final top 10. Like, I really thought Miguel O'Hara and the Ben Reilly SpiderMan, or Scarlet Spider, would have made the list, but there were just way too many good figures, and they couldn't make the cut. So, without further ado, let's get in to the number 10 spot. And coming in number 10, we have the Mythic Legion's figure Obscura, Frankenstein. I don't know why I guess it's the Frankenstein's creature, but I don't know why I forgot what the name of the line was there for a second. So yeah, this figure is so good. I love the Frankenstein book. I was so excited when they announced it. You know, I went ahead. You can see the review on my channel. It's one of the few that I've actually posted recently. And then it's the only video I've ever made where I talked about an announcement because I was so excited about it. You could order him the same day. Really, my only complaint with him is the lack of movement in the chest, and that's it. Other than that, I don't have anything to complain about, you know. Price-wise, yeah, he was $90, but he came with so much. If you want to see all of that, go ahead. Go check my review out. It helps the channel. So, yeah. I mean, I talked this guy up enough in that. So, oh my gosh. Even just holding him now, as I'm talking about him, all the cloth pieces, I love the chains they gave him that can just kind of hang around his wrists and ankles. Fantastic figure. But moving on to our number 9 spot, we have the Mafex Captain America Winter Soldier. Captain America. I believe this was called the Classic Suit Captain America. But this, of course, is also the outfit he wore during the first Avenger. And this has been an outfit I have wanted to see made into action figure form for so long. I know there's an older one that Hasbro did, but I really wanted a new one, and I hoped that the Infinity Saga line would do that. But seeing as it's, you know, almost nothing but just re-releases, I don't think it's going to happen. So getting this suit in action figure form through Mafex, of all companies, my favorite action figure company making one of my favorite movie suits. And coming into our number 8 spot, we have the S.H.Figuarts Hobie Brown, or Spider-Punk. This figure, oh my gosh, I love the S.H.Figuarts lines. The unmasked head sculpt just looks like you pulled Hobie straight out of the film. Really, I don't think there's anything more I would want from this guy. Like, I really can't think of anything else. To me, this is pretty well a perfect Hobie Brown from Across the Spider-Verse. I wanted to call it Into the Spider-Verse for a second there. Just so detailed. You have all the nice little buttons on him. Oh my gosh. His guitar. And most importantly, they gave you a hand with a pick and one that actually makes it look like he's playing the guitar. And in my opinion, those are the most important accessories to give Spider-Punk. And coming into our number 7 spot, we have the Mafex Bane from Batman Nightfall. I love the Batman Nightfall story. I know I've heard some people say it's not very good, but it's what got me into Batman. It was the first comic run I ever read. Figure so fantastic. It feels like Bane was pulled straight off the comic pages. All the alternate hands. You can get him and the Mafex Batman up into the pose of Bane snapping Batman's back. And, oh my gosh, it's such a great figure. And coming into the number 6 spot, way lower than I ever thought he would have, we have the HasLab Giant Man from Marvel Legends. Yeah, so this guy just, so many QC issues. Honestly, if it weren't for the fact I'd really just been wanting a Giant Man, and he has the zombie head, he would have ranked a lot lower on the list. Every time I go to pose him, I feel like the fingers are just going to snap right off. I've tried heating them, I've tried doing all of that, and just nothing seems to work. And like, I'll look at it as I'm bending the finger, and I can see the stress marks form. But yeah, honestly, if it weren't for the fact, he looks so good once you do get him in a pose, and he's such a cool, intimidating, like, presence on the shelf. Yeah, this figure deserves his spot on the list. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm complaining a lot more, but I do really like it. It's very nicely sculpted. Again, presence alone gets him a spot on this list. And in the number 5 spot, we have the Mezco Doctor Doom. This dude is die cast all over. Like, I love the fact when I pick him up, there's some serious heft to him from those metal aspects. Comes with a buttload of accessories, alternate heads, alternate mask plates. And I will say this, I don't love Mezco faces, but you don't have to look at that with this figure, because it's covered up by an awesome looking mask. Oh, I guess there's 3 you can choose from. But then the cloth goods. Honestly, this dude probably would have been, just like Giant Man, higher if it weren't for a QC issue on his right knee, where the knee pad just pops right off with 0 effort. So I don't know if you guys have messed with this down below, if you've had this problem. Go ahead and tell me what a good way to fix this is, because I don't know, and I don't want to like glue it and risk the joint getting stuck in one position, because it's not the whole joint, it is just the piece on top of it that's the problem. But yeah, awesome figure. Mezco always knocks it out of the park, and honestly, if I can find an action figure that makes me go, I never need another version of this character again, it's worth the price. And from what I've seen, don't worry about my QC issue. It seems like this may have been a one and done problem, and I just was the unlucky guy to have it happen. So yeah, number 5, amazing figure. And coming into the number 4 spot, we have the amazing Yamaguchi Agent Venom. Oh man, this figure is so nice. I am a massive Agent Venom fan. I love the character. I really like Flash Thompson. So when Yamaguchi announced that they were doing this, like that, he was pre-ordered. So if you haven't had an amazing Yamaguchi figure before, they are not as much of a you can just pick up and pose, like just play around with. You gotta take time and really get them into nice poses, but once you get them there, they look phenomenal. I mean, these will be some of the best looking figures you've ever owned. So yeah, I mean, with Marvel Legends releasing theirs next year, I don't know. This is one of those that makes me go, I don't ever need another one, but since it's Agent Venom, I might just go ahead and get it anyway. But yeah, fantastic figure. If you don't own it already, go pick it up. And if I can remember, just since I'm talking about it, every single one of these figures, if there's a link to go get them, I will go ahead and put it in the description. Like Giant Man, of course, I'm just going to tell you to go check eBay. I'm not going to link eBay ones, but if like Big Bad or Nerdzoic, Entertainment Earth has them for sale, I'll go ahead and link it down below. Alright, kicking off the top 3 action figures of the year for me is the Mafex Batman from Batman Nightfall. This to me is the perfect Batman action figure in terms of design and look. I prefer blue and gray Batman over black and black, or even black and gray. So for me, especially these lighter colors, Adam West was my introduction to the character. So seeing this guy, oh, I love it. I love everything about him. The little bat symbol surround, like oval, circular bat symbol. You know what I'm talking about. All the accessories he came with. My only one issue with him is that he doesn't have a Bruce Wayne head. I would have preferred an unmasked Bruce Wayne head over the like scuba diver one or whatever it is that he comes with me. It was like a decoy or something. I can't remember. But yeah, I love the fact you can have the John Paul Valley look as well with the longer ears and the spiked cape. And that the heads are interchangeable too, so if you want the spiked cape with the shorter ears, you can still get that. Of course, the cape itself, bendy wire, big, massive, flowing, what a Batman cape should be. And in the number 2 spot, S.H.Figuarts coming in again with the new red and blue Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home, otherwise known as the Final Swing suit. Of course, this suit, it's already in contention for like the best live action Spider-Man suit, but this figure is so like perfectly detailed. Honestly, you could fit him in to your 616 comic book display, and I don't think it wouldn't be like super noticeable. I think it would work very nicely. Really, I have like zero issues with it, because I know some people really don't like the diaper look at like the hips, but they allow for so much range of motion that I'm not mad about it. You know, like if I can get Spider-Man into a bunch of 90s like poses where you really bring out the spider more than the man, I'm happy. I love to get my figures, especially Spider-Man, into those kinds of positions. So yeah, the Ditko-esque eyes as well on the alternate head match so nicely, so you can pick between Ditko or Ramita as a nice little look for them. Of course, they could just be angry squinting eyes, whatever you want it to be. Yeah. Honestly, if it weren't for the fact Mafex just announced theirs, and I of course pre-ordered it, this guy might have gotten a higher spot. But he just couldn't beat out the number one. But finally, moving on to our number one spot, we have the Hot Toys Starlord. Now, I can't lie, I had considered not putting this guy on the list because it's Hot Toys. Of course, Hot Toys would get a number one. But then I got him in hand. And this figure, the materials they use on him are so nice. Yeah, you can have a little trouble if you want him in like a sitting pose or something, I guess. Maybe like on one knee or something, you would have trouble. But I don't have that problem. I don't ever, I'm not going to in any sitting pose. The material is nice. I never feel scared to move him around like I do with some of the Spider-Man figures where I'm like, am I going to ruin it if I pose it? I feel like this guy, you can get him in some pretty good poses, some pretty decently dynamic ones, and he's going to hold up just fine. The hairline, so there's a spot on the back of his head you can pop off to move his eyes around. And honestly, it took me probably 10 minutes of messing around and looking for it before I finally got the right spot and was able to pull, because it just so seamlessly blends into the hairline. Oh my gosh. And then the Chris Pratt likeness, it's there. I love this figure. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And honestly, I can't wait for that new Superman. And fingers crossed, Hot Toys goes ahead and makes a figure for that movie, because I'll have to pick that one up. So yeah, that does it for my top 10 figures of the year, guys. Do be looking out. So tomorrow, I plan on having a top 10 Marvel Legends, but I had to get this recorded first. I love these figures so much. And yeah, tell me, how would your list be different down below? Are there any figures you think shouldn't have made it? What figures should have? Tell me all that down below. I hope you had a great year. I hope you have a great New Year's, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.